Well, hello there, friends. Today I'm gonna make a sandwich. I'm gonna make one of the most popular sandwich in the 70s, Monte Cristo sandwich. That was on everybody's menu. It's a delicious ham and cheese sandwich, and we put it in a butter, and we saute it in a pan, and we finish it in the oven. A fantastic, I would say it's the American version of a croque monsieur. I'm glad you're here. I'm gonna show you how to make it. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell. Stay tuned, we're doing it right now, friends. Okay, friends, well, an old classic again, the Monte Cristo sandwich. I used to have it on my menu when I first opened in 1976. I want to go back a long way. And a few of you have requested. I said, oh, let me look into it. And I see on the internet there is a lot of those people making a 3-layer, not just 2 pieces of bread, 3 pieces of bread. It looks great as the thumbnail, but there's no way in the world it's going to get hot in the middle just by sauteing them in the pan and melting the cheese. This is all those videos they put on YouTube that looks fancy, but mamma mia, the reality of it is not working. So we're going to make the reality of it, okay? I'm going to show you the reality and the tricks of the trade that are really important in making it, my friends. It's a great sandwich. So ham and cheese sandwich, then it's got a butter around it. First thing, you have to use a good bread. We use a pain de mie. I made a video on that. Jack is going to give you a link. A couple of days ago, I think we released it. Pain de mie, just use a good white bread. We're going to remove the crust. You're going to say, well, I like the crust. Yeah, leave it on. You know, it's up to you. I like to remove it because I like to put the butter around it, and the butter is egg and cream, and then we're going to put around it. And it's very difficult to do this with the crust. But you like the crust? Leave it on. It's your sandwich. Make it however you like it, my friends. All right. So we're going to clean this up. It's important to work with a clean surface all the time, my friends. It just gives you a better work environment, if I will. All right, so we got the bread and it's cut, and now we are going to fill the bread, and we're going to use mayonnaise. You can use mayonnaise, you can use butter, and believe me, I'm not one shy to use butter, but I find it this is the way we used to make it at the restaurant years and years and years ago. When I first bought the restaurant, the Left Bank, in 1976, imagine that, friends. I was 24 years old. And when I bought the restaurant, it was a fondue restaurant. It's not a French restaurant. It's a fondue restaurant. And they had very interesting things on the menu. They had fondue for lunch. They had, the crew in the kitchen was really interesting. None of them were cooked. None of them were cooked when I took over the restaurant. They were all from a little town called Springfield, Ohio. And they had been brought up by the guy who owned the place, and none of them knew how to cook. So they did things then what I would never have done in my life, but it was very interesting. Anyway, let me continue with the sandwich, friends. All right, so I got a beautiful ham. I use a Black Forest ham that I buy at my grocery store, Publix. I'm going to put a piece of cheese. This is a cheddar. And then I have a Swiss that I'm going to put in here. Then I'm going to put a slice of ham. And then I'm also going to put make sure, by the way, friends, you don't do what I did. You got to go really in. So none of the cheese, none of the ham passes. So those pieces of ham and cheese were cut in advance. I cut them in advance so they fit. So you may want to do this also, friends, so you don't take a big piece, because you don't want anything to come out of the bread. See, like right here, it's coming out a little bit. We don't want that. So we want to make sure it's inside. You'll see in a minute, okay? And this is really cool. You can make those sandwich way ahead, friends, way ahead. And we're going to put another piece of ham, and we're going to put another piece of Swiss, and another piece of cheddar. The order you put them in, it's up to you, friends. We'll take the mayonnaise thing, and we'll put it here. And now we're going to press this. It's really important. Then we give it some weight on it so it stays together really, really, really good. And some people put a press on it, or you can do that. But if you just push on it, not too hard, so you don't destroy your bread, and then you'll be fine. All right, so now, friends, we're going to make the batter that we're going to put the bread inside. And also, in the fry pan, friends, I have a clarified butter right here. I got clarified butter that I am going to bring at 225 degrees, 225 roughly. And I'm going to put the bread in this egg. I have one egg yolk and one whole egg. And we're going to put a little bit of cream, milk or cream. If you have cream, it's better. If you don't have cream, then use milk and it'll work just fine. Now, it's very important you beat this up really, really good, friends. Really, really important, because you don't want the white to have little pieces of white not incorporated. It's very important you do this, okay? Exactly the way I did it is fine enough. Not any more, not any less. We're going to put a little bit of nutmeg. Did I put the hot sauce in there already, Jack? I did already. Okay, good. I should have kept the whiskers to do this. All right. So now, friends, we're going to take, let's check the temperature to make sure I'm good. Oh, I'm good. I am good. Now we're going to go in on the side. You see? Then we're going to go on one side. And then we're going to go on the other side. So far, so good. And then we're going to take a plate just to lay it in there so we don't, there you go. Voila. So we don't put too much of the batter. All right, we're going to go back in the fry pan. I'm going to wash my hand real quick. Here we go. Let's see what temperature we're in, friends. Another thing, very important that nobody tells you. First, we want to use clarified butter. Why do we want to use clarified butter instead of regular butter? Regular butter has milk protein. What happened to milk protein at 300 degrees, 250 degrees? They burn. So you use clarified butter. It's clarified butter. You can get everything nice and golden brown. And also, the time it's going to be in a fry pan is not going to be enough to melt all that cheese and to get the ham and the turkey in there warm. So what do? Pop it in the oven. So get your oven at 375 ready to go, and when you're finished with getting a nice and golden brown, you go to the oven at 375. See, no problem. There we go. We're going to put this in here now. Now, friends, this could take, you want to go too high now. Be patient. Because if you're not patient, you go into regular butter, really hot pan, it's going to get brown right away. And it's going to be very difficult to control. So you go, take it easy. See the way I did it right there? Nice and easy, comfortable. We're going to go in a pan. We're going to get a beautiful golden brown. Then we're going to flip them. I'm using 2 of those spatula. And they're easy to flip. So if you can't get those, you can get any kind of spatula. It helps you to have the right tools. At the end of the day, sometimes in the kitchen, we make things look easy because we have the right tool. And then at home, you say, oh, I'm going to do the same exact recipe, and you're not a great success with it. It's simply because you didn't use the right tools. Okay? Sometimes you have the right thing, you don't use the right tool. So, yes, I tell you what, I'm going back to when I was 24 years old owning the restaurant. Imagine that. I hardly spoke English. My English was terrible. It hasn't improved that much, though. But imagine that. My goal was to open up a classic French restaurant, and I bought a fondue restaurant. Well, that's all I could afford at that age. And I remember the first day I took over the restaurant, I was telling a few of the customers what I was going to do. I said, I'm going to change that whole menu. We're not going to do fondue, we're going to do classic French cuisine. I remember this gentleman, Herb Nagendale. He was the talk show host somewhere. He would say, kid, don't do that. You're going to go out of business. Don't change the menu. I've been coming in here 3 times a week for lunch to have this fish. And it was like, ugh. And don't change a thing. You're going to go out of business. I showed him. 6 months later, we were one of the #1 French restaurants in town and became one of the best one in the state and one of the best one in the country. We showed Mr. Herb Nagendale. He's not with us anymore. God rest his soul. Let's see what we have here, friends. We're looking beautiful. We're looking beautiful. You see? You see? It's looking beautiful. That's what you want. You want this beautiful color. If you can do it on the side, I'm going to show you this little trick. It's not as easy to do it on the side. All we want is this beautiful look right here. I got myself a cookie sheet because I'm going to go in the oven. Not in the pan with the butter, it's going to get too hot. So I'm going to get in the cookie sheet. I got it on one of my silicone mat. Put a piece of parchment paper in there. Pop it in the cookie sheet. And let it in the oven a good 10-15 minutes until it's super hot, friends. Okay? Look, it's not complicated. All right, now, to do the side of it is a little more complicated. So pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm taking my spatula, and you see I'm holding it like this. Now, again, I have the right tool, friends. That's why it's kind of easy. But it's not really easy. Yeah, you see that I'm not really, it's not exactly easy to do it. You see, friends? So is it necessary to do the side? Not really. At the end of the day, is it really necessary? Not really. So look, friends, we're going to go in there right now. This is the beauty. Turn this off, and I want you to notice, no burnt butter, beautiful golden brown color. All right, friends, we're going to go in the oven. We're going to be in there at least 10-15 minutes. I want the inside of it to do super good. You see, so if you want to make a few of them in advance, make them in advance. Keep them like that, and when you're ready to eat, just pop them in the oven so they're nice and hot. All right, I see you in about 10-15 minutes. Okay, friends, when you take it out of the oven, you may want to wait a little bit because you don't want it to slide all over the place for you, because it would. And you may want to wait a little bit also because it's probably too hot to eat right now. And so we're going to cut it. And I'm telling you to wait, and I'm not waiting. What is the matter with me, huh? Look, we're going to cut it in half, friends. And like I said, it's been in the oven 15 minutes at 375. 350, 375. And you see the cheese is barely melted. Well, it's melted, but it's not oozing out, and we don't want to be oozing out. You know, I don't want to be eating a sandwich where all the cheese is oozing out everywhere. This is a perfect Monte Cristo sandwich, friends. You see? When the cheese melts just a little bit, that's all we want. Yeah, you know what? I like to melt and put it right on top right there. So it's right there. This is a perfect sandwich, friends. You see? Right there. It's warm everywhere on the inside. You can see the cheese is melted enough. And this is the perfect sandwich. So with no further ado, I'm going to have a little bite. That's not exactly a little bite, Jean-Pierre, but how am I going to speak with it? No, I can't speak. Why do I always do that? Friend, Monte Cristo. For those of you that were around in the 70s, brings back some memories for you. For those of you that were not around in the 70s, I know there's a lot of you. Do one of those. I'm going to show you the kind of fun of food we had. Friends, I hope you make it. It was certainly fun making it for you. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring the bell. Thanks for watching, friends. Well, that really does bring me back to the 70s, Jack. It really is. That's the way we used to do it. And it's fun serving a nice fries or maybe a salad next to it. That was lunch. That was all we need right there, Monte Cristo sandwich. Instead of a ham and cheese, it was a fancy ham and cheese.